version of the metta bhavana practice. But following on from what we did this morning. So we've been paying particular attention to our vedana, and then the fact that everyone has vedana, and that when we contract against unpleasant vedana, cling onto pleasant vedana, or circle around neutral vedana, bored and confused, that leads to suffering. So we'll breathe in that reality and breathe out well-wishing for all the beings that we're thinking of. So in the chat box, the wonderful tech team are just reminding us to stay online at the end of this practice to sort the groups out before we go off to our break. And I've also got a note to myself to do the transference of merit and self-surrender at the end of this practice, because I keep on forgetting. But I might just go and get myself a puja book, otherwise I'll be anxious all the way through the meditation that I'll forget the words. So bear with me one moment. So Natasha's put, and the quotes we take tomorrow, or question mark. Sorry, I'm not sure what that means. Not sure if it's important at the minute. Okay, I will post that article. Okay, so I'm going to stop looking at the chat box now, and I suggest all of us stop engaging with the chat box now. And I'm going to close mine down so I can't see it. And let's prepare for the meditation. So choosing your posture, as always, carefully, with intentionality. And beginning to settle. And going into the meditation as if it really matters, that what we're embarking upon, this period of mind training, is of great importance to us and to humanity. I've got some verses to Bodhicitta, first of all, which I'll read out. All beings are expressions of radiance. The radiant nature of reality is ever present, vast, boundless, infinite. Beings manifest as form, condensations of radiance, coming into being and passing away moment by moment. Their expression is entirely conditioned, being molded by actions and consequences too complex to ever map in detail. Interconnectedness between beings is woven fine, a continual interplay between conditions, like waves on the ocean, each wave conditioning all the other waves. Compassion arises naturally, an exquisite trembling with the recognition of being's true nature, radiance, the sorrow that beings are alienated from their true nature, wandering endlessly in samsara. How sad, how wonderful to know the possibility of release. May all beings be freed from suffering. May all beings be well and happy. So allowing our awareness to come to rest deeply inside the body. And allowing the whole body to be supported by the surface it's resting upon. And yielding the weight of the body up to that support. Not collapsing, but releasing with a sense of vitality and aliveness. Being aware of breathing in the whole body, 4 diaphragms participating. Back breathing, front breathing, side breathing, the whole torso opening in all directions a little bit on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Letting the breathing be natural. And checking we're allowing everything into awareness. In particular, checking whether we're resisting any unpleasant vedana, whether there's any closing down, pushing away, hardening in our experience. If we notice that, we can breathe in awareness of that, and on the out breath, softening, releasing, breathing kindliness into that experience, that part of the body. Finding a sweet spot between denial and overwhelm, allowing the sensations to flow through the moments, feeling into their fluid and changing nature. What about pleasant sensations? Allowing these into awareness, letting go of any tendency to cling and grasp. Just resting with awareness of these feelings, this vedana, feeling tone. and join them as they come into being and pass away. Maybe they've got a flavor of openness and release. And we can dwell there with this light, receptive awareness. And are there any areas that you're zoning out from? They're dull or boring, which of course is another form of closing down when we decide something's boring. It's open to those areas. So we're really waking up to our present moment experience in its fullness. Letting these vedana flow through the moments. And broadening out to be aware of all vedana, all the feeling tones, the very initial arising of pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, felt in the body, allowing everything to be in awareness with this receptive, non-reactive, fluid, open awareness. Everything arising and passing away, arising and passing away. With our awareness like a clear blue sky. Maintaining this perspective, maintaining this stability. Sense of wakefulness, unbiased awareness. We open our awareness and invite in a friend. Maybe someone from this retreat that you know or you're in a group with, where you've got a sense of connection. Bring them to mind imaginatively in whatever way works for you. Seeing if they can flesh out, as it were, into a vivid human being. It might be an image, it might be a feeling. And this person, like us, is embodied, breathing. And every single moment they have vedana pouring into their experience as a result of the senses. Some things are unpleasant and they'll tend to contract against those, to turn away, harden. Some things are pleasant, they'll tend to cling to. Some things are dull that they'll circle around, drift off, shut out of awareness through boredom. And just like us, they will have all the dramas that follow: craving, aversion, ignorance. Breathing in awareness of them and all the suffering that arises. And breathing out contentment, love, wisdom, wishing these qualities for the friend. Breathing them in their fullness, breathing out love, metta, and the antidotes to the poisons, the antidotes to greed, hatred, delusion, which are love, contentment, wisdom. Allowing the image or the feeling of the friend to gently fade. Resting with ourselves for a few moments, checking our position. This tension building, we could do a little adjustment maybe. Keep the body, the mind, the heart soft. How's breathing? We're still surrendering to gravity. Releasing, flowing. When we're ready, we can expand our awareness and invite in a neutral person. Again, maybe someone from the retreat that we recognized by sight, but we don't know them yet. We haven't got particular opinions about them. Letting this person shimmer into awareness in their richness. They're embodied, they're breathing just like us. And every moment, they'll have lots of vedana. Some of it will be unpleasant, but they'll tend to resist. Some will be pleasant that they tend to cling to. Some of it will be dull and neutral, which they'll drift away from, with all the consequences of greed, aversion, delusion, causing so much suffering in their lives. Breathing in a strong, heartfelt sense of this, facing it, facing the truth of their humanity, and breathing out love, kindness, well-wishing, wishing them the antidotes of contentment, of love, of wisdom. Their longing to be free of suffering will be just as great to them as our longing to be free from suffering is for us. Seeing if we can care for them as much as we do for ourselves. At any point you feel overwhelmed, then broadening awareness, resting back in the body, maybe resting in the hands and the feet. If you feel you're still turning away, then you could edge a little closer to the truth of their existence, edge a little closer to the reality of samsaric suffering as expressed in this person. Keeping the breathing soft. allowing this person to fade a little bit. Feeling the weight of the body again, the foreground of awareness, checking our posture. If there's any gripping going on, then releasing around this, breathing into the gripping, breathing out, release. Allowing the body to be supported. And now opening our awareness again, our field of awareness, and inviting in somebody we find a little bit difficult or annoying or irritating. And let's see if we can let go of the story about this person, our fixed views about this person. And let them in, let them come closer. And here they are, a human being just like oneself, embodied, breathing, every moment, a whole array of vedana showing up. Sense organs come into contact with experience, and straight away this arising of I like this, I don't like that, or I'm uninterested. And this will be the beginning of all kinds of reactive behavior for them as it is for us. Resisting the unpleasant. And of course, that might manifest as either denial or overwhelm, craving or grasping after the pleasant, drifting around the neutral, zoning out, dull. So really, they're just like us. This person we find difficult, deep down, so very, very alike. Breathing this truth in and breathing out, wishing for them to be free of reactivity, the greed, the hatred, the delusion, and wishing for them to be filled with contentment and love and wisdom. Breathing in compassion for their suffering and breathing out metta towards them. Keeping a light touch, not forcing, not straining. If it all gets a bit much at any point, we can broaden, back off on our awareness. And if we're a bit aversive, a bit numb, we can breathe that in and edge a little closer to awareness of this person. Now let's rest with all four people. Oneself, the friend, the neutral person, the person we find difficult. Breathing in all that we share, breathing out metta, love, freedom. We're all a flow of vedana, and we'll all have similar tendencies to contract against experience in one way or another and cause ourselves all kinds of extra suffering. We breathe in the truth of those contracted tendencies and we breathe out release to ourselves and the other three people equally. Release, freedom, contentment, love, wisdom on the out breath. Seeing if we can let go of preferencing ourselves over other people, the friend over the difficult person. We have broad open awareness, loving equally. Now expanding our awareness to include all of us here, meditating together, all in our own homes, but all sharing the same imaginative space, or sharing the same flow of awareness. And we're all a whole mass of vedana every single moment. We all tend to react in broadly similar ways. closing down around our vedana, causing extra suffering. Breathing in that reality, breathing out freedom, release, openness, really wishing that for all of us. May we all rest in blue sky mind. And staying centered and grounded, let's open our awareness infinitely to include all the other humans, 7 billion humans, all experiencing this constant parade of vedana, all having broadly similar reactions, pushing away, pulling towards, going round and round. Pushing away the unwanted, pulling the wanted towards us, and circling around in confusion when we don't know what's going on. Breathing in the human predicament as expressed in us all, and breathing out freedom, openness, release. May all beings rest in blue sky mind. And of course, all the other creatures likewise, moving towards what they like, moving away from what they don't like. This endless movement. Now bringing the weight of the body to the foreground of awareness, feeling the stability, the support, the chair, the floor, the planet. Breathing in the whole body. For the last couple of minutes, let's let go of any effort whatsoever and just sit, absorbing the effect of the practice. And reciting the transference of merit and self-surrender in unison. Listening to the words, and of course these words are the spirit of everything we're doing on this retreat. May the merit gained in my acting thus go to the alleviation of the suffering of all beings. My personality throughout my existences, my possessions, and my merit in all three ways, I give up without regard to myself for the benefit of all beings. Just as the earth and other elements are serviceable in many ways to the infinite number of beings inhabiting limitless space, so may I become that which maintains all beings situated throughout space, so long as all have not attained to peace.